Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the flight deck. It's a beautiful morning here in Everett, Washington. We're at Paine Field, home of Boeing, and we're taking delivery of this Satan 777-300ER. Good looking airplane. I've done a couple little test flights in it. This is going to be another one. We're up on VATSim. No ATC here, but ATC is up in San Francisco. And as you can see, although we've got somebody spawned in over here, we're getting a duplicate. You can see all the aircraft out here waiting for delivery. So it's pretty good. We're going to pick up this one and we're going to fly it down to San Francisco where it'll go into service. So got a new checklist, a new airplane. Let's hop on board and we'll start going through everything and see where we end up. All right, so we started cold and dark. I've just turned the batteries on so I could get the jetway over. We're going to pop up top. It's should still be 6. So secondary. All right, we're doing this in the wrong order, but I'm going to run through it here. So safety inspection and power up. Overhead panel. Battery switch is now on. Bus tie switches both to auto. Left bus tie, right bus tie are both to auto. Hydraulic panel. Where's my hydraulics? Hydraulics. C1 and C2 electric pump switches off. C1 and C2 electric pump switches are off. Demand pump switches, all 4 off. These are the demands, all 4 are off. Wiper selectors are off on both sides. Nav light switch is on. And we're going down to the pedestal. Let's go over here and look down this way. Landing gear lever is down and confirmed. Alternate flap selector is off. Parking brakes are set. Throttles are in idle and reversers should be stowed. Why my reverser's not coming off? Interesting. Don't remember having this issue before. We'll leave that there. They may come off when we power up. Fuel control switches are in cutoff. External power. Let's go back up top. Primary and secondary are both on. Trim indicator down here, yeah. Check bindings. Let's see, control options. Bravo, so input. So that's that. Okay, if we put that in, I'll go there. Nothing happened. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go open preset manager. Let me just take that out so we're not in there. There we go. I'm going to create a new preset And this is going to be for the Boeing 777 300 ER. Okay, so well, that was I was in my my 737 one when I worked there. So this is throttle 1 decrease. Okay, so we're probably gonna want throttle 1 increase. Throttle 1 increase, start scanning. Didn't do anything. Interesting. So that is that one. Clear it. And if I do it that way, nothing happens. Okay, so let's cancel that. Select it in the drop-down menu. So if I want throttle 1 increase, that's button 11, is it? That's throttle 2 decrease. Is it 12? Let's see what happens. Oh. And I've lost my throttles. I go to here, clear. This is very strange. It won't let it go down. If I go, okay, I can go back to that profile. If I go power management, throttles. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Nope, nothing. Alright, so I'm going to disconnect from VATSim. We're going to do a restart. And then we'll go from there. So, I don't know what's going on with that. Shouldn't have touched them, because it just says to check them. I just want to make sure nothing's actually wrong with the aircraft. So I'm getting this now with DSX, and that's, I'm not going to touch any of those buttons. Let's get that. Let's get that back in. Go there. Okay, let's try this again. I got my throttles working. I got my throttles working. All right, up top. So battery switch is on. Bus tie switches are in auto. Hydraulic CI pumps are off. Demand pumps are all off. Wipers are off. Nav light switch is on. Popping down once again. Landing gear lever is down. I'll turn up. Parking selector is or flap selector is off. Parking brakes are now on. Throttles are idle. Reversers are stowed. Fuel cutoffs are off. External power will pop up top. Secondary and primary external power is now on. APU start. APU selector. Find the APU. Hold start, release on. There we go. Wait for APU power to become live. And then verify APU generator switch is on, which it is. Pop outside. You can hear it coming up. They're all in fault now because there's no hydraulic power. So I'm not sure when the APU is going to kick over. Oh, increase in the fans. So secondary power is switched to available because I've got the APU up and going. Okay, so that is good. Still nothing down there on the main. Oh, displays are starting to flash. There we go. And there's the APU generator is up and running, as we can see there. So the aircraft is starting to do its thing. All right. So we can pop up top again. An external power primary and secondary can both go back off, and they're now available. All right, here we go with the pre-flight. Overhead panel top to bottom, left to right. So do we have an overhead? We do. So all guards are closed and everything is set. All circuit breakers are checked. ADIRU switch is now on. Thrust isometry alarm or comp is auto. Primary flight computers are auto and guarded. Electrical panel. Battery power is on. IFE passenger seats are on. Cabin utility is on. APU is on. and started. APU generator switch is on. Left and right bus tie switches to auto. External power switches are off. Left and right main generators are on. Left and right backup generators are on. Left and right drive switches are on drive and are guarded. Left wiper is off. Cockpit voice recorder is set to auto. Emergency lights are armed and guarded. Service interphone is off. Passenger oxygen is guarded. Window heat is on and no in-op. Ram air turbine is guarded. Hydraulic panel is we're going to set. So left and right primary engine pumps are on and in fault. C1 and C2 electric engine pumps are both off. Demand pumps are all off. And they're all faulted as well. No electronics or no smoking sign is on. Seatbelt sign is off. Left lighting panel as required. Interior lights is good. Glare shield and storm lights are all off, and landing lights are off. Cargo fire switches are off. Discharge switch is guarded. APU fire handle is in. Fire overheat test buttons. So we'll push. There we go. And release. Engine panel. EEC mode, left and right are normal and guarded. Start selectors are set to normal. Auto start is set to on. Fuel jettison panel is set. Left and right nozzles are off. Fuel is set to remain. That is fine. Fuel jettison arm is off. There's no faults. Crossfeed switches are all off. Fuel pump switches are all off except for that one, which is running for the APU. Anti-ice are all set to auto. Lighting panel, everything is off except for the nav lights. Air conditioning panel. Equipment cooling is set to auto, no in-op or overload. Gasper is on. Equipment cooling is auto. Recirculation fans are both on. Temperatures are set to auto. Left and right packs are set to auto. Trim air is set to on. Left, center, and right bleed isolations are set to auto. Left and right engine bleeds are on, not working. APU bleed is set to auto. Pressurization panel. Left or forward and aft outflow valves are auto. Landing elevation selector is off, and that's you run automatically, I take it. And the wipers are off. Excellent. Am I reversing beeping like a bus? Yeah, I know, eh? Alright, down we go. FMC setup. Let's get our ATIS. There's nothing online here at the moment, ATC wise. So we'll grab the weather. It is 13.9 degrees Celsius. Winds are 350 at 3 knots, 10 miles of visibility. Skies are clear. 29er, 9er, 3. So we'll set 299er3, and then it's now set both sides. So we should be aligned any minute now. Time to align has gone down to 0. So FMC setup. Import FMC and check off. So we come over to the tablet, come in here, import from SimBrief. There we go, and turn that off. So down to the, my best FMC view. Yes, it is. So down to the FMC. Here we go. So we're to the ident page, verify data. We are good to September 5th on our data. Engine is correct. We're running the GE90s, and we are all set there. Position ident. Let's set GPS position with left. Sure. So inertial position is now set, and into the route. We're going to request the route, KPAE to KSFO. There we go. Route has been requested. We're going to set our payload. We are carrying nothing, and we are setting our fuel. So we have no passengers, no cargo. Fuel is set. Clear the messages. And we're going to come down here and go select route. So we're waiting for the route to load. There's our KPAE to KSFO, CET32, or call sign for the flight. That's Satan 32. There we go. Route uplink, we will load it in. So route is loaded in. There we go. Activate and execute. All right, so we're going to go into our departure and arrival. So we're going to be departing off of runway 34 today. Winds are out of the north. Not one they usually use, but we're going to use it. Let's clear the messages. So we're going to go off on runway 34 left. And there's no departures here, so we'll execute that. We're basically going to depart out and then make a turn. Let's see which way we're going to turn. Probably turn to the left and head off to the first waypoint. For our arrival, the way it's standing right now, they're using runway 28 right down in San Francisco. Alright, so we'll go back to the index, we'll put the arrival in. It's going to be ILS runway 28 right. We're coming in on the Bodega 4 arrival, and we're going to use Eddy as the transition just to give us spacing for slowing down. So we're going to come over to the legs page. We'll go down our legs. Everything is looking good. That's our exit as we head down. Then we got a disconnect there. So that's down to Melback. That's our entry point into the arrival. And after Melback, the first waypoint is going to be, should be Joni. seems to be missing a couple of the points here, but that's fine. Bodega 13 below. Yeah, that's fine. Closet at 1618. It's kind of straight line out of there. So that's good. So we'll grab that. I'll head back up, throw that in there, execute that. We'll look down here, coming down to bricks. And then we're going to vector to Eddy and head down from there. And then the next page brings us in on our arrival. All right. Let's do final check. CPIN, Amaxo. Yep, that's all correct there. Okay. So we're going. We haven't made any real changes, so we're all good on our routing, and we are fine there. All right, we're going to go back over to our initial reference page and our performance, and then we're going to index ident. Data again is all confirmed. Position initialized. Oh, why are we repeating? Again, first time with this checklist. Okay. So we're going to go menu, FS actions. Now, am I in pounds in this aircraft? I am in pounds in this aircraft. Okay. So I am going to open the airframe editor. See if I can get an edit button here. Edit. And weight unit pounds. No, I did put pounds. Let's go save. Alright, for some reason it did it in kilograms. Do pounds. Since this is an American airline and we're in America. There we go. At least I got my numbers in pounds now. Should have 42,000 pounds. 42,000 pounds is correct. So fuel, FS actions, fuel. So we're going to set our total fuel 42,109, which is, or 108, which is fine. The APU is running. And we'll return, and payload. We're setting our payload. And passengers 0. And turn. And the rest of our payload is fine. Our weight should be 40,100. Roughly. There's 43. Okay, so that's good. So back into the FMC. All right, we're gonna go take off performance. So performance initialization. So we're going to set our zero fuel weight. It's 371. Our gross weight is 413. We're going to be going up to 41,000 feet today, so we'll change that in a second. Our reserve fuel is 5.8 is set. And we're going to 410. Well, that'll do that after that. 410, and we'll change that. Cost index is fine. Well, actually it says 200. We'll go 85. I'm going to do a quick check on the aircraft, see if it gives me a cost index to use for the airline. 80. Okay. It wants a cost index of 80. Sorry this is taking so long. It's first time going through. And where are we going from here? Alright, thrust limits page. So we can come back over here and we can do our performance tool. We'll import from our OFP. We're going off on. Let's get this over here. We're going to be using runway 34 left. That's all entered in. We'll get the information from the aircraft. That's all entered in. We'll get the weather. Import the weather. There we go. And we'll do our calculation. Alright, so our cell temp is going to be 44 degrees. We're going to be doing a TO2 takeoff, 20% reduction. That is set there. So takeoff data. It's going to be, did that change something there? Or cell temp. 44. There we go. Flaps are going to be flaps 5. Center of gravity 5.25. That's fine. Come over here, put in our runway winds 350 at 3. And we get our V speeds 130, 136, 145. 130, 136, 145 is set. And that is all set there. Okay. Now we go back to the pre-flight. All right. Minimum, we're not going to worry about. That's all set there. We're going to go to 10. Bring in the data. 3D centered. Give me that 40 miles around. That's good. Barrow is set to local terrain. Traffic weather radars are off. We are in foot per minute, our feet. That's fine, and range selector is set. Mode control is set. Flight directors are now both on. Verify FMA Toga Toga. Left and right auto throttle switches are now armed. Speed indicator is V2 plus 10, so that's going to be 155. Is set. Runway heading is 343 degrees. 343 degrees is set. And with no ATC up, we're going to just climb straight to our switch that over. We're going to climb straight to our cruise of 41,000 feet. Come on. There we go. Mode selectors LNAV and VNAV are in. Autopilot disengage bar is up. Heading selector is set for take runway heading. Altitude selector 41,000 feet. And we are in heading and vertical speed mode. EFIS is correct on the other side. Oxygen master checked. For panel brightness is done. Heaters are set. Nav displays are all working and set. Clock is good and accurate. Inboard display selector is good. Checked. Heading reference checked. PFD-NDs are checked. Standby instruments are checked. Ground speed inhibit is off. Flaps override off and guarded, and terrain override flaps are on. Gear override is flaps and guarded as well. Landing gear lever is down. Alternate gear switch is guarded. Auto brake indicator set to RTO. Gas is checked. We're here on the electrical page. Hydraulics, we got nothing really going right now. It's fine, we'll stay on electrical. Gear down 3 green, and we're showing a green. Lower center displays secondary engine indication. Are on. Status page is checked. And center display is off. Up and lower displays. Brightness is good. FMC selector. Set. You're going to go FMC and you're going to go into the legs page. Central pedestal. Here we go. Alternate pitch trim levers are in neutral. Speed brake lever is down. And that's it there. Thrust levers are in idle. Reversers are stowed. Flap lever is up, and we are in agreement. No flaps are indicating. Parking brakes are set. Stabilizer cutout switches are guarded. Fuel control switches are cut off and lit. There's the cutouts there. Alternate flap arm switch is off. Audio panel is checked. Engine discharge light is extinguished. Engine fire handles are in and not lit. Weather radar is in test mode. There she is there. Looking good. And we'll set the weather radar to auto. Transponder panel. Now we did get a squawk on auto ATC 6014 for our squawk today. 6014 is set, and we are in standby. Standby? Yeah, standby. TCAS is good. Evacuation command is guarded. That's down here. Floor and access lights are good, and observer audio is fine. Oxygen mat. This is the FO side. Oxygen mask is fine. Forward panel brightness is good. Heaters is good. Nav and display. Everything is checked over there. Clocks are set. Inboard display detector is set to MFD. FMC selector is set to auto. Alright, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested. Instruments are heading 343. Altimeter 2993, and fuel control switches are in cutoff. Alright, we made it to the before start checklist. So here we are. When we do push back, we're going to go tail to the left, nose to the right. We want to be facing that way. We're going to head out this way, down the runway 34 left, and then departing out. Alright, so FMC FDU setup is complete. CDU pages are in takeoff and legs. ECAS. Recall, we're all good. MCP panel is verified set. Flight deck windows are closed. Flight deck door is closed, and can't lock it. Darn. Close and lock. We're going to come in here to ground operations, and we will now remove the jetway. There she goes. So we should be doors closed on the outside. We are. That's all looking good. We're going to remove the chocks. And we're good there. So flight deck door is closed and locked. APU power is confirmed on. External power is verified off. We can come up here. External power is off and disconnected. Hydraulic panel. Right electrical demand pump is set to auto. Fault light is out. C1 and C2 electrical primary are now on. Fault lights are out. Left electrical demand is auto. Lights out. C1 and C2 are air demand are auto, and faults are out. Yeah, no fault at C1. C2 should fault. That is good. Seatbelt signs are now set to auto. No electronics, no smoking is on. Left and right fuel pumps are now on. Center fuel pumps empty, off. Let's check our fuel. Where is our fuel? Our center tanks are empty. We do not need the center pumps on, so they will stay off. Beacon is coming on. Stabilizer trim set for takeoff. We want 5.25. There's the trim. 5.25 is set. Just going down my list. Rudder aileron trimmer set to 0. Transponder set to transponder mode. Alright, a tablet, remove JPU, ACU, stairs, jetways, and chocks. That's all done. And before start, checklist. So flight deck doors closed and locked, passenger signs are on. MCP is 155, 343, and 41,000 feet. Takeoff speeds V1 of 130, 136, 145. CDU pre-start check trims set 5.25. Taxi and takeoff briefing is complete. Beacon is on. So engine start. Just give me a second. Okay. Now, pushback. Let's see what we have as an option in here for pushback. Alright, so it's ground maintenance, that's fine. Set up wheel chocks, turn type, that's fine. Door management is fine. Ground vehicles, that's all our requests. Alright, and ground connection is done. So we're done with that page at the moment. We'll pop back in here and we'll leave that there. So if we come down to here and we go into menu, FS actions, pushback. Okay. So why no pushback? Ground connections, vehicles, service vehicles. Wheel chocks are removed. Jetway is removed. GPU is removed. Should be able to do a push. Why can't I do a push? Or do I got to do a push over on this side? Ground operations. Hi, Scott. Interesting. Oh, there, hang on, there we go. Oh, that's turn types. Pushback. 41,000, Kevin. So these are all removed. So are you telling me you can't do pushbacks with this aircraft? Is that what this is saying? Because pushback is not available. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Do. Huh. Okay then. Well, I don't want to screw it up, and if I end up with the engines with the reversers, I don't want to play with them until I land. So what I'm going to do, and this is completely BS, is I'm going to fake it. And now I got to see why GSX isn't working as well. So let's switch over to the frequency. Let's get the CTAF here for Paine Field. KPAE. So the frequency is 132,950. So we will, where's my, there we go. Is this comm or nav? No, this is nav. This is comm. 132,950. And then we'll go 122.8, and then we'll go 121.5. There we go, and that is now set in over there. All right, so that is all set up. Yeah, I don't, or do you? I don't know why that's not highlighted. That's annoying. Anyway, we're going to cheat it. And we're going to cheat it by doing this. Paine Field area traffic, Satan 32, gate Bravo 1, push and start facing south. So I'm going to do this. And we'll push back. And yes, I'm slewing the aircraft. And then we will rotate. There we go. And we are pushed back. Hi, Molly. All right, let's do our engine start, and we'll get this thing up and going. So lower display is going to go to our engine page. That brings up our secondary engine instruments. We're going to pop up top, start selector. We're going to start number 2 first. So start selector, start. Air is coming off. Now this does this automatically. We can just turn the fuel to run. Ooh, you can hear that. Pop outside. Oh, that's a rather loud bass. I just heard the starter cut out. So we're monitoring the indications, oil pressure, and everything is coming up, and everything is looking good. I'm going to come up to the other engine, left engine, and that's number 1, and we will start it. We have rotation, adding fuel. Oil pressure is increasing. EGT is up, reaching our peak. And there's our drop back. Engine's coming up nicely. And we're good. So before takeoff, or before taxi checklist, both engines up, both starters have come off. So the APU is going to go to the off position. Generators are verified online. Main Gen 1, Main Gen 2, backup gen left and right are all on. Left and right start switches are back in normal. Engine are anti-ice, not required. Packs are currently off. They'll come on in a second. Get that that pump on. There we go. Packs are on. APU bleeds and APU are off. So back down here, auto brake is confirmed. RTO flaps. We want flaps 5 for departure. So flaps 5. That's 1 and 5. Flaps 5 selected and indicated and in transit. Flight controls. Flight controls. This is interesting. I'm showing movement. I'm showing movement. I'm showing movement. But if we come into the cockpit, the flight controls don't move. Interesting. Throttles move. And again, just taking a look outside. We do have controlled surface movement, so that is interesting. The flight controls are working, and recall is good. AP bleed off, TCAS is off. Alright, so let's get over here. I'm going to go to TA only. Above, below, normal, left, right, above, that's fine. Alright, we'll leave that on. There we go, clears our messages. Alright, pushback tug is clear. We're going taxi lights. Will now come on. And runway turn-off lights will stay off. It is daytime. So before takeoff checklist, anti-ice is all on auto recall. Check that brakes, RTO, flight controls, check ground equipment is clear. And we are ready to taxi. Open over here. Paine Field traffic, Satan 32 taxiing runway 34 left via the Boeing ramp, Alpha 3, Alpha holding short, Alpha 10. Alright, brakes are released. Hey, Malls. Go forward. Now she's light, so we're not going to take much to get her going. There we go. We'll keep our speed down as we're working our way through here. And once we're in the air, we're going to do some, I got to take some pictures and get them for the screenshots. Yeah, I'll put a question up on the internet and see if there's an answer to that, like why. Maybe somebody else has commented or something. I mean, the aircraft is up to date. Just letting her roll down here past some of the other aircraft that are waiting to be picked up. No, I'm on CTAF. We got a couple Air Force planes going out there, refueling tankers. Pretty cool. I don't see you logged in yet. All right, let's get around, start heading down. Fairly quiet inside. It's nice. Oh, you down at Seattle? Or are you down at Portland? So I'm idle. She's already up to 14 knots and slowly speeding up, so she's good taxiing under idle when she's empty. Again, no passengers, no cargo on this one. Maybe. Alright, so let's get to the next page of the checklist. It's a pretty thick series of pages here. I think we'll be on Air Canada's 777 in February? January, end of January. A long trip ahead of me there. So there's 21 knots. We're rolling down. We're coming up for Alpha 7. There's a little bit of traffic in the area, not too bad. Looks like ATC went offline down at San Francisco. We'll see if they come back up. So these long-haul flights are going to be weekend flights. Probably do one a weekend. And we'll start with some North American flights. And flying around. We're going to base out of San Francisco. And we'll see how we do as we get used to this beast. And we'll do some maybe some longer ones later on when I get around to you know, setting the day aside, and we'll do those split streams again, departure and arrival, and we could have some long, several hour flights to Asia or the Middle East or something. We'll see how that goes. Alright, let's get her around. Here we are at 3-4 left. Alright. So auto brakes are verified RTO, flaps set for takeoff 5 degrees, speed brake is down and forward, transponder is now TA only. We'll go TARA. It can do its own thing. So set TARA. Weather radar is auto. Turn that on. MCP is set 155, 343, and 4100. Auto throttles left and right are armed. FMA set toga, LNAV, VNAV. Weather radar, traffic is up. Traffic is up. And I've got the data on my side. CDU pages, we've got takeoff and legs. ICAS is good, no warning messages. And doors are auto, no smoke inside, auto brakes. RTO, is there a call? Call button to the back? No. There we go, little ding in the back. And we are ready for takeoff. So we got clearance, we'll self-clear. That's fine. Landing lights are on. All 3 runway turn-off lights are on. Strobe lights are on. Logo wing lights will stay off. And approach path is clear. Paine Field, Satan 32, taking position, runway 34 left. Yeah, no problem, Scott. Hope to see you soon. Hope you're doing okay as well with everything else that's going on. Alright, so we're gonna roll out. Turn, get ourselves nicely lined up. There we go. Oh, checklist. I hate these checklists. Where we can get to it. Override. I move over here. Override. 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 Thank you. All right, so we are ready to go. Flaps are set for takeoff. So we're lined up. We're going to go throttles up to 55% and one press the toggle button, and then we're going to take off as per normal. So elapsed time. ET is running. Engine's coming up to 55%. That's about there. Brakes released and takeoff power set.
Airspeed's alive.
Check.
80 knots.
Check.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Autopilot's on. We're in heading hold for the moment as we climb out. Alright, so we're at 150 or 178 knots. We're above flap 5 speeds. We're going to go flaps 1. Paine Field area traffic, Satan 32 airborne, passing through 3,600 feet, beginning left turn towards the next VOR. Whatever the fuck, next VOR. Correction to the Harrob waypoint. So if we go to LNAV, begin our turn, flaps 1, bring ourselves out a little bit there. No need for weather radar. We will put on the terrain though. See what it shows us. Got a good climb speed going. We're rocketing out here. So flaps are fully up. Landing gear is up. Flaps up. Auto brakes are off. Engine orientation at required transponder is on. TARA. Turn off lights will come off. Taxi lights are off. There's 10,000 feet, landing lights coming off. Accelerating to our high altitude climb speed of 306. There's the airfield. Then we are doing the rocket ship imitation here. There's, I believe that's Mount St. Helens off in the distance there. Looks like there's an issue with the terrain streaming here. Terrain streaming. A little VATSim lag spike there. You can see the little jiggle on the course. What do you mean terrain streaming? Let's pop outside, take a quick look. As we are rocketing upwards again, we are really empty. No cargo, no passengers, so we are going to be climbing 5,000 feet per minute. Bing data. Oh, really? Look down as I pass Seattle. Okay, I'll be there shortly. It's just over here. Or over here, actually, I think. I see it okay. I see the buildings. At least at this distance. Are you up or are you still on the ground? I think it looks like you're still on the ground. Alright, we're through 10,000 feet over to standard pressure. Lights are all off. That's all good. It's 20,000 feet. Delta Airlines 246A. Oh, okay, I see you. Yeah. When we get up to altitude, I want to see what the contrails, because the SimFX should be putting in the better contrails. It'll be interesting to see. So flight time today is 1 hour 51 minutes. Not going to put on the music. It crashed the stream yesterday, and I got to do a little bit of testing and figure out what happened there. And we're going to keep climbing out now. I got to make a quick call. I will be back in a second. I'll be watching the chat though. So Kevin, the question is, did you get the good RAM or did you get the crap RAM? Maybe that's why it's not looking nice. You got the not good RAM. I don't know. Mine looked okay, but that LOD, it could change the closer in, so who knows. It is interesting that the stick's not moving. Oh yeah, I was going to look that up. Let me do that while we're continuing to climb. Google. PMDG 777 Yoke. Not. Oh, it comes up in the search thing. Okay, PMDG forums. Let's see what they say. Hi folks, Yoke is not moving left and right. No, it's not that. Oh. Oh. So the thing with the yoke might be when you, because you can move it down to see everything. Somebody said it locks it in place. But when you bring it back up to its normal position where it might be blocking things a little bit, then it seems to work. So we'll see when I come out of autopilot or whatever if it works. Let's see what happens with that. Okay. So we're going to be at top of climb very quickly here. I don't know yet. It's still not moving, but I've got the autopilot on, so that could be locking it out. So we'll see. So you're flying the A300? Okay. Let's see how busy San Francisco is going to be. 15 arrivals, 10 departures. They were using 28 right for landing. And it's marginal VFR right now. There's a lot of low clouds. Winds are still favoring 28 right, so that's what I'll be using. Yeah, I know. I do remember seeing that in there. I don't mind having it in there, and I can just flick them up before we fly. That's not a problem. It's nice when moving around down here that they're not in the way as I'm setting up. It's not bad, eh? 40,000 feet and still climbing at 12.5. It's pretty good. That's what you get with a light airplane. And those honking GE90s on it. Looks like Los Angeles Center's come online. Too far south for us, though. Alright, once we level off, I'm going to go outside and take a few pictures of the airplane. Don't forget that the aircraft is customized for the airline, so they do things like set up the instrumentation and everything and what instruments we're using, so it's kind of turn that terrain off, put the weather radar back on. Alright, so we're locking her into our cruise speed of 0.84. It's coming around now. Rolling wings level. Let's pop outside. There she is. Oh, no contrails. Oh well. Alright, we're nice and level now, so let's go into this mode. Get the horizon level. Take a few photos. Really? I'll take a look at mine when I get inside. I got wind, I can hear it blowing. No, I got wind, 189 at 33. Alright, so as we're cruising along here, let's go take a look at the aircraft. We'll let Roger take over, and we'll head out. So we're in the back here. This is where the extra crew would sit when we would take off. There's a couple seats here. Actually, I don't think there's one seat back here. Is there? No, there's two. So our relief crew would be here. Obviously, if we're flying a long flight. We can go at the door here. Them do their thing. We'll come into the forward gallery. The crew rest area is in here. I think we gotta go. There we go. So there's at the door. See the window. Here's the crew galley. Push off here into the business class area. This is where our passengers would all be. You can see the IFE screens with the Citan logo, which is really, really nice. And of course, we've got it on the back of the business class section here. These are those diamond seats, herringbone seats. A little bit better than the ones they have in Air Canada. But similar. I find for me the Air Canada ones are a little bit small, especially if I'm trying to sleep. We'll pass through here, the mid-deck gallery. We got the second business class section here. Big airplane, so we got another couple rows back here. And we'll move in here. Welcome to Premium Economy. You can see we're in a 242 configuration. And with the seats here, and we provide onboard Wi-Fi on Citan. Sit right by the big engines there. It's pretty cool. And we close the curtains, and then we get back here to where the normal people sit. So once again, we do provide them with EFEs, a little bit smaller, and they're a 343 configuration back here. Again, our flight crew providing them with food. We are a premium mainline carrier, so even on our shorter flights, we provide some food to the passengers in the back free of charge. We're not cheap like Spirit or Frontier. And you can see we go all the way back down there to the back of the aircraft. And we got the rear galley here. And make everything up. And we got another section back here heading down to the back of the plane. So lots of seating on this aircraft. Very nice. And again, she is empty right now. We are heading into San Francisco, where the aircraft will be based out of. Wonder when GSX gets the profile for the people to go in here, what that'll look like. We're just going to move all the way back up to the front again. There's our premium economy. Not a lot, but if you're lucky to grab one, you're good there. There's our second business class deck. Through the galley. And there's our main deck. I'm going to grab a quick screenshot here. And we'll pop back up to the cockpit now. Let's see if this is small enough to let me post as a cut and paste. No, too big. Oh, let me put it in here. Oh, it's still too big. Alright, looks like we got a little bit of weather coming in, about 120 miles away. Let's pull up the weather overlay. See what it is showing. Yeah, we got some coastal, looks like coastal rain fronts as we head down through Northern California and Oregon. So it shouldn't be too bad. I'll leave that up just as a reference. Oh, got a sim freeze going. Bit of a long one, actually. Just let it sit for a minute. Hopefully it's not about to crash. Yeah, I'm into a big sim freeze here. Still got sound, so I'm still hoping. There we go. Wow, that was almost a minute. So Kevin, are you going to reconnect, or what are you going to do? I mean, you should be okay with San Francisco because we got the airport, right? Molly. You need to go downstairs. All right, I'm gonna run Molly downstairs. It's pretty quiet right now. No ATC is up. Kevin, if they do come up and you're logged back in, can you let them know? I will be back. I'm gonna run Molly down for a little visit to the grass out in front of the building. So let me bring up that. And I haven't actually set up any view, or I have set up views. Ah, forgot I did that. There we go. We'll give you an engine view, and you can watch that. I'll be back in a few minutes. See you in a bit. Yeah, Kevin, I just saw what you wrote there. That's too bad. No being down. I think you're going to restart the sim back to the jump seat. Okay. Well, you've got your choice of two. You pick which one you like. Alright, so we still got that weather banding in front of us. It's not looking too bad. And definitely below us. We can see it out there, just kind of along the coastline. I'll check for contrails. Nah, no contrails today. Check our fuel. Fuel is good. We're estimating to have, let's see what our fuel on board will be. $15.8. So plenty of fuel for today. See, Phoenix is doing some information releases on the 318 and 321, or 319, 321. So looks like they're getting closer to release. Alright, we're looking good. Still no ATC on it down at San Francisco. We're going to keep with the same approach we were doing. And we'll see how that plays out. Weather has... well, it's staying about the same. There's clouds down to 700 feet with a broken layer at 1700. And 299.2 is the barrel. Winds are still 230 at 5, so we're going on 28 right. That is where we're headed. So first officer Molly has been taken outside. And we are good. So no traffic around us. So we pop down. We can go to our legs. So we've got a continual run down. We can see it all the way there. Looking good. And brings us into vectors. And then we'll be heading to EDY. So if I look at the map, so Bricks is right overhead the field. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll vector due south and then loop around and pick it up back in coming in. So we're 11,000 feet. So we come over to VNAV, top of descent, we're 223 miles out, and we're looking good. So we should be pretty good to go in for that runway. And run through, take a look at everything here. We're all good down here. Yeah, again, not sure what was going on with that pushback option there. There's our options and everything. But the aircraft is set up as per the airline. So we'll leave it there. So definitely got a heavy wall. You can see it. A heavy wall of rain along the coastline here. But again, it's pretty clear all the way down to San Francisco. But there's a bit of cloud cover down there. And so let's see if they don't come up. Let's get the CTAF for San Francisco. 125. 120.5. Now once on the ground, we're going to be taxiing over to, what do they call it? Boarding area Alpha. Probably going to go into Alpha 6. Or Alpha 8. Alpha 9 is an option as well. It's one of the bigger bays down there for this beast. Yeah, it's a good airplane. I like it. Still learning it. I've only done a couple short flights on it. I know the last 2 flights, the reversers worked fine when I engaged them. So, I don't know, maybe you got to have the engines up and those hydraulics running and everything. We'll see what happens when we get her down. Let's go into Google. PMDG 777 Bravo setup. Oh, a whole bunch of little things here on the reversers. Not too worried about that. That's a weird thing through FSUIPC, but we'll see. These surgeries on the 28th to be home for a while. Yeah, I guess you got a few weeks there of not a lot of movement, so that'll be good. Now the reversers work with the 737, so hopefully they work in this thing. I'm sure they do. We'll see. I mean, I just used the 737 on the first couple flights profile, which is what I'm in now. $182 miles to descent. So next weekend we should be able to do our first flight in this thing. Now, if I go into here, and I say I want the 300 ER, No, that's it's weird. Let's go back and do that again. Flight search. Triple 300 ER. Search for flights. Oh, there you go. The first flight will be San Francisco to Toronto. All right. Yeah, fitting is right. They're looking good. First version of the software or the livery had it mirrored on this side, but they fixed that and it is looking good. Well, you got a week. It'll be next weekend at some point. Just put the cross into Northern California. Continue to head southwards. Few aircraft heading into San Francisco. We still got 17 arrivals and 12 departures on the board. Funny enough, a whole bunch of 777s. Top of descent's now appearing. Come in from Long Beach by the looks of things. Well, we're going to swing around to the south, yeah. Long Beach is in Los Angeles. So seatbelt signs, we check. Pressurization is good. Flight progress, we've been monitoring. Top of descent, verifying and cross-check. Top of descent is looking good. Alright, so let's go take a look at our landing performance. We'll recalculate at about 50 miles out. Come down here and I've already got some of those set up. Did I do any... Where does that end? 7, 0. What's that? 9. I don't have one for 8 or 7. Okay. So I'm going to make this... Let's see if I can get around. Do that. 7. There we go. So let's take a look at our performance tool. We're going to do our en route landing. We're going to be going into San Francisco. It's going to be runway 28 right. We'll get the aircraft data in. Current weight, that's fine. And we'll bring in the weather. We'll do a quick calculation, see what we need. We need about half the runway length. Roughly. So that's looking pretty good. We'll redo the calculation shortly when we get down to the 50 miles out. So departure and arrival page, we're good. We already checked that and we're set. Approach page is good. Configuration we'll select shortly. We can actually the index. We'll go to our approach page. We're going to allow in flaps 30. So we'll get that punched in so that is in and ready to go. And our departure arrival information is checked. Back over to the VNAV. So minimums. We've got plenty of room. So we're going to do a Cat 1. It's 213 feet on the minimums. So we'll use our radio, or our barrel. Don't know why it's set that, and we want 213. Good. San Francisco Airport is at sea level. Interesting, it lets you do that little X-plane thing where you hold it and pull to the side with the mouse. .213 feet is set for minimums. So final approach altitude is going to be 1,800 feet. Coming down here and set. We're not going to set that. We're actually going to set where we get vectors out of. When we get vectors out of 11,000. So we're going to set our descent to 11,000. We'll descend down out of there. All right. So auto brakes, we're going to go to auto brakes 3. Okay, that's recall. That's good. And the ILS frequency and information we will check on our RadNav page. It's not that one, it's this one. So in our RadNav, it's 1.7 is correct. And a heading of 284 is what we want. So we're going to go into the fix. Now we're going to set up KSFO. We're going to do our usual. So we're going to go with a 4-mile ring. We're going to go with a 10-mile ring. And we're going to go with the extended center line off of 28 right, which is going to be 104 degrees for 20 miles. All right. This is set. 45 miles, we'll do their recalculation and we'll get our numbers for landing. And we should be good. I'm going to bring up the terrain radar on his side. I'll leave the weather on my side. predicting any, but we'll see what happens. So just after Etchy, we should be beginning our descent. And at Eddy, we're going to be 6,000 feet. I believe is what it will say. 6,000 feet. So yeah, bricks, we're going to go vectors, and then we'll descend down to 6,000 feet for Eddy. Military flight, CV-22A. What is that? Google or CV-22A aircraft. It's an Osprey. And you flew in from Honolulu? You must have been doing some mid-air refueling there. Which apparently you can do in the sim now. I'm sure I saw something that kind of showed that. $72 miles. See the tops of the peaks that are coming up. It's over here. I think we still got maybe a little bit of snow still on the top. I know when I was in Norway, one of the we were up one of the mountains overlooking Bergen. No, not Bergen. Granger. Can't remember how they pronounce it. But we saw a glacier. And you see the blue ice of the glacier with the snow on top, and it wasn't that much higher. In fact, it might have been close to the same altitude as us. So. Pretty cool. The MD-11 was built down in Long Beach. They built, I think the B-24s were built down in Long Beach as well. Alright, so we're going to have speed restrictions. 280 knots at Melbat. We're going to have to hold 280 all the way down. And they're not maxes, they're ats. So just keep an eye on that. Once it comes up to 280, we'll switch over, go to manual speed mode, and hold it. It's 4 miles to go. And then we'll recalculate for our landing, make sure everything is good. It's estimating 126 reference based on our estimated load when we get there. So there's 150, so we'll import the aircraft details. We'll get a weather update and recalculate. Still 130, still about halfway. So we need 5,500 feet. So we got more than enough room here. There's not a lot of room in there for zooming or not. Right, so she'll start down automatically when we reach 11,000, or sorry, when we reach the top of descent, we'll head down to 11,000 feet. And that should put us right over the airport at 11,000, and then we'll descend down from there. Hour and 10 minutes into the flight, 45 miles to the top of descent. Fuel is 21.3. We should have 17 on board when we arrive. We're looking good. We're going to come into 80 miles on our ND. And, nope, that's not what I want. We're going to go to a 180 off of Dix when we get there. Forgot this doesn't have a push to align with heading. So the United Airlines just depart, heading to Puerto Vallarta, A320. We have a United Airlines A320 arriving from Portland. So, not too bad. A couple aircraft in the area. So 120.5 will come down here. We'll get that. We were never on the frequency. 120.5. There we go. Almost ready for our descent. You can see still got a little bit of that weather system off to the coast, but pretty clear where we are, and as you can see, no real traffic in sight. So we're looking good. 11 miles to go. You would think there would be, that's the wrong one again, a cabin chime. Just going to take a quick look through. I didn't see one. Somewhere around here you could ding the back. I wonder if there's one down where's the pedestal? And it won't let you lock the door. I don't know. Guess you just got to do the ding. Nice little reflection there off the lake. So there's the turn, and we got about 3 miles to go, and we'll be starting down. Okay, we're going to watch that speed. We're going to be restricted to 280 knots at Melbeck, so we want to make sure that we've got that dialed in once we get it, and reach that on the descent as the air starts to thicken up. There we go. Engines to idle. Down we go. We're now in descent mode, heading down to our first restriction, which is below 16,000, above 14,000. And that is down at Bigelow. We have to be above 29 at Melbeck, which we will be. That's not going to be an issue. We'll make our call at Melbeck, which is the entry point into the arrival. A little bit turbulent. San Francisco area traffic, Satan 32 descending through flight level 382 at Melbeck, inbound on the Bodega 4, arrival for the ILS runway 28 right, San Francisco. All right, there's 270 knots. Then we're going to go for 280, and if we have to use speed brake, we will use speed brake. .280 is set. Engines are idle. 282, 283. We'll just watch that as the air gets thicker. Let's do a final weather. 293, 250 at 9 knots. Winds picked up slightly. Still got a few clouds at 700 with the broken layers about 1900. We're going to set our barrel 293. Get it ready for the switch over. Alright, we're descending via the arrival. It's interesting, you can see it is not on the descent path. We do have a good rate of descent. We're holding the speed, so we're going to be high. Now, if I try to slow down, it's going to want to go at a slower descent rate, a lower descent rate. We're good. We'll make it down. I mean, 280 is the limit. It says I have to be at 280 for this descent, so. I want to see if it makes this restriction. I mean, this is the next one that's in the laws. It didn't put in 2 of the intermediate waypoints because it's straight line down, and I think it just worked down an angle. We'll see if it hits this 16-14 window at Lawsit. I mean, next time I may have to go in and put waypoints in, but there are waypoints on the star. I don't know if you can do that without screwing it all up. So the next one is Bigelow, which is not in the thing, but it says we have to be between 23 and 19, which looks like we're going to be by the time we get there. I'm just watching it on my charts. There's 25. A couple miles to go. So after we cross the airfield, it says to track 140 and expect radar vectors for final approach. That's fine. We'll instantly go to 180 and bring ourselves some space to make the turns. All right, so we're within the profile of the star. We're just approaching Bigelow now, when we're just descending through 23, which is the upper limit. So there we go. So we're within the boundaries. So that's bang on the star. We're holding at speed, so that's good. Now after Lozit, we got to slow down to 250. So the set projections MCP altitude set with sense under progress, 10,000 feet coming up. Speed's going to be 250. Yeah, the landing lights, logo lights, da 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 da. That's all done. Done. ILS frequency. Let's check pressurization. Okay. Okay, we're starting to adjust for the next one. Descent rate is coming down, speed's holding. So the profile is not right, but we're hitting our restraints where we should. So that's good. A little bit of loading in stutters there. There's the clouds. 18,000 feet coming up. We're going to switch over to local pressure. Local pressure is set. It was 36 minutes ago. 299.3 now. There we go. That is set. So we want to be between 16 and 14 at Lozit. We're just coming down through 18 now, so we should be at 16 or below. Coming down into the Bay Area, you can see that little cloud cover. Yeah, there's 16 coming up. There's the turn at Lozit. I'm going to bring the speed down to 250. First notch of flaps can go down at 265, at 270 and dropping. Speed's starting to come back. There's 266, 265, flaps 1. Flaps 1 set. Aiming for 11,000 at Bix. Keep an eye on it. Trying to read the chart here. It's 11,000 at Cork, which is what we're coming up for. We're 10 miles out. Let's see how we do. We're down to 800 feet per minute. So I am kind of watching where we are. Not necessarily the vertical profile gauge, but our descent. But it is saying it wants us at 3,600, which we're not going to do at this low. So of course we're above our profile. So we're going to take over. Get her down to 11,000. We're going to reduce speed to 240 knots, and then at 245 we'll drop 5 flaps. There's another aircraft heading out to San Jose del Cabo, down in Mexico, Baja. Alright, so we're coming down into CTAF territory, so we're going to tune in that 120.5. Bring that up to 1,800 feet per minute. Still a little high. It's fine. It's a little annoying that it's not following the profile as it should, but that's okay. 2.5 miles out from the airport. San Francisco area traffic, Satan 32, 1 mile out from Bricks, inbound for the ILS, runway 28 right, San Francisco. So there's the turn. We're going to go into heading. Sorry, not heading. We want heading, not heading hold. So we're going to go to 180. We're coming down to 11,000 feet. Speed's down to 245. We're through, going flaps 5. Now we're going to increase down to 8,000 feet. Now we're going to bring our speed down to 200 knots. $10,000 feet coming up. Lights are on, turn off lights are on, taxi light, logo, and wing lights will stay off. Speed down to 250, landing lights are on, logo lights are off, taxi runway lights are on, seatbelt signs are on, no electronics are on. Terrain is on. This side, weather is on. Cabin crew, that's fine. ILS frequency has changed. Pressurization is checked. Altimeters have been set. And there we go. So altimeter is set. Local auto brakes are set. Auto brakes 3. Landing lights are all on. ILS frequency is set. Alright, standard intercept procedure now. We're just going around a little bit of terrain, or what is that? A little bit of terrain.
San Francisco traffic, America 2904, taxi, runway 1 right, via Mike 1, Alpha San Francisco.
Heading down to 6,000 feet. There's coming over the hills. Slow that descent rate down. We're going to make a turn to 165. Okay. You're okay. Not sure if that was Molly or not. Cabin is ready.
And that other traffic inbound San Francisco, how far out are you?
It's 10:32. We're still on an extended downwind, so you've got plenty of time to get out and probably go before we get there.
Okay, we'll report once we get on one right.
Roger, we're still vectoring out for the outer part of the approach, so you've got a bit of time.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, we're circling around here. Get ourselves ready. Down to 200, little flaps 15. And flaps 20. Coming around the mountains. And we're going to be heading into Eddy here. So 1,800 feet is going to be our intercept.
Hey, San Francisco traffic, hello, United 6078. We are taxiing runway 1 right for departure via Alpha 1. San Francisco traffic.
Alright, we are going to turn 090 now.
San Francisco traffic, American 2904 taking off runway 1 right, departure to the northeast, San Francisco.
So we got 4,300 feet, so we're pretty good over the terrain here. So we're going to come down here, we're going to put Eddy in, and go like that. And we're going to go LNAV, and then we're going to bring this down to 1,800 feet. And we're going to go VNAV. Bring our speed back again, make sure we're at 200. We'll manually do our speeds. Still scared of VATSim? Yeah. Well, lucky San Francisco's not busy today. Looking at our speed restrictions, max of 240 at Eddy. We're at 200, that's fine. We're giving these guys room out there. We're going to be coming in and then making the turn, heading in, coming down through the clouds. It's going to be a left-hand departure off the runway, probably somewhere past the runways there, number 1 runways. There's the localizer glide slope. And the frequency of 111.7 at 284 heading is correct. Actually, no, localizer glide slope we're not showing. That's our path markers, but we should be good coming into Eddy. This should come down, and then we should begin our descent down towards 1800. We should be good on speed, so we're going to arm the speed brakes. Auto brakes set to 3. VNAV coming in. Got 10 miles. Terrain is looking good. Weather's no factor. There's the turn. And we got above 4, above 3, and 1800. Speed down to 185. Flaps 25.
And San Francisco traffic, United 1678.
Negative.
Cross runway
Flaps
1
20.
left, one right for you.
I forgot flaps 25 is a landing configuration setting, so it's going to freak out if we don't have the gear down. Good to know. So we're descending down. Ooh, we got like a full overcast layer now. There's the localizer.
And San Francisco traffic, United 1678. Maybe departing runway 1 right on the truck into departure towards the northeast. Okay. Towards the east. San Francisco traffic.
Alright. So he is good. San Francisco area traffic, Satan 32 is approximately 16 miles out, approaching the SIDB waypoint on the 28 right approach ILS at San Francisco. So here are the clouds. So the first American Airlines is gone. There's United about to leave. And then we'll be coming in. It's interesting they're taking off on 01 right. They got a bit of a tailwind on that departure. If I look at the charts, yeah, it's gonna be like a 7-knot tailwind. Oh, there's the clouds. As soon as we make the rollout here for the turn, we will drop the gear, get her configured early. There we go, coming under the clouds. Should be a little bit scattered, a few clouds down below as well. There's the glide slope. Approach mode is active. There's localizer. United Airlines is up. Alright, there's 11 miles, gear down. San Francisco area traffic, Satan 32 established, ILS runway 28 right, 10 miles, San Francisco.
San Francisco traffic, United 1678, we are clear on one right, departure.
Clear down 3 green, flaps 25. And we're going to bring the speed down to ref plus 20, or a ref plus 5, so that's going to be a 131 approach speed. And we're below 180, flaps full. (1,900 feet). Gear down 3 green, flaps full, lights are on, auto brake is set, speed brakes are armed. Looking good. Again, we're empty, completely empty, so we're pretty light here. We'd normally be landing, I think, a little bit faster than this. So in the clouds, said the clouds went down to about 700 feet. Minimums are 200. $1,000 to go. There's 700 feet. I got the lights ahead. $500. That wind from the left. I have control. Yeah, you and your checklists.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Landing. Auto throttle's disconnected.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Versus green. $80 knots. Reverser's disengaged. Manual brakes. Gonna roll forward. We'll stop in the box here and do our cleanup. There we go. San Francisco area traffic, Satan 32, clear runway 28 left at Tango, holding short 2 or 28 right at Tango, holding short 28 left. Alright, so after landing, Landing lights are off. Strobe lights are off. Logo lights are off. Turn off lights are off. Taxi light is on. Speed brakes are retracted. Auto brakes are off. Flaps coming up. Transponder is in XPR mode. APU is starting. Anti-ice not required. Terrain mode off. Weather radar off. Weather radar. It's an auto. It should be off anyway. Oh, I think my desk light's dying. It's flashing on me. And we're good to taxi. So we're going to be going the Alpha. San Francisco area traffic. Satan 32 taxiing to the Alpha gates via Tango crossing runway 28 left, Delta Alpha Mike 2 Mike 4. Yep, my bulb is giving out on my desk lamp. Interesting. All right, brakes released. Oh yeah, look at that weather coming in there. So we came down through. So this is San Francisco. It is add-on scenery, and it looks really good. So we're going to come down here to Alpha. Which is the inner line here. And we're going to follow this all the way down to Mike 2. So the gate we're looking at going into is I think Alpha 6. Now we're down now, so let me see what happens if I call up GSX. Nothing. Okay, it is not cooperating, that's fine. Southwest. I think I saw a United over on the other side. So GSX isn't working, that's fine. Oh, there's a Delta there. Isn't working. Once we get in and park, I'll try the music, see if it crashes the stream. I didn't want to try it. I don't know what happened yesterday. For some reason when I selected it, it opened it up in a second window, which it never really does, and then it just died at that point. But I think we can do all the ground support out of the aircraft here, so it should be good. So we don't want to go to Mike 1. We'll go down to Mike 2. Actually, we probably will go Mike 1. little bit further away from that fence there. Another frequency for another controller. Controlling the back here. So we're going to take mic 4, which is the center line. We're a big airplane. So we'll use the center of the three lanes here. There's mic 3, which is the first one. We're going to do mic 4. Do I have the village people? The aircraft is empty. We just picked it up from Boeing up in Everett, Washington, Paine Field. So it's completely empty. But next weekend we are doing our first revenue flight with it, which will looks like it's going to be to Toronto from here. All right, there's 8. Going here on 6. So we'll make sure we come up here, turn off the taxi light, getting that nose around. Hey, if you want to come along, we're on. We'll be on VATSim. And you can join in 1400. I'm not sure if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday yet, but it will be one of those days. Probably Saturday. Let's get her lined up a little bit nicer. There we go. And let's see if we can figure out which line it wants us on. It's not going to work. So let's go this way. So we'll take the end one. Actually the second last one, the A350 line. Sounds about right for an aircraft this size. There we go. Welcome to San Francisco. So let's get the gear on. Come over here and ground operations. Set chocks. All right, we can do our parking. So parking brake is on, APU is up, APU generator is on, APU bleeds on auto. Fuel control switches are off. Electric, hydraulic pumps are both off. Fuel pumps are off. Anti-ice is off. Beacon is off. Passenger signs that we have passengers are off. Transponder is in standby, and what was the other one here? Flight directors. are off on both sides. Alright, we're going to come down here. We're going to request ground power. We're going to request the jetway. Are we getting anything out there? Oh yeah, it's coming. Just took a minute. Is ground power hooked up? Yep, we're hooked up to ground power. Jetway's coming out to the L2 door. And ground services. Alright, so we're going to get a maintenance van out. We're going to get a cabin cleaning just to go through, make sure everything is all picked up. And that is going to do it for today. Oh, there's the crew coming in. So thank you all for coming along on this delivery flight down to San Francisco. This is our base of operations for this aircraft, and we will see you in the air next weekend as we make our first flights. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you then. We are back Monday flying the DC-6 on our trip down to Cape Town, South Africa. So we'll be flying from Greece down to Egypt on Monday at 1300. See you then. Kevin, sorry you couldn't make it with us. Hopefully you fixed the problems. Take care. Bye for now.